Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video where I cast your StarCraft 2 replays. This replay was sent in to me by a user on my Discord server. It is a gold level replay on Hardwire Ladder Edition. If you want me to cast your replay, please read the video description. Without further ado, let's introduce our contestants. In the top right hand corner we have the Red Zerg player, TylerJohnson. And in the bottom left hand corner we have the Blue Terran player, Darknight. You know, I once had a ladder game against a player named Darknight, though their name was spelled a little bit differently. Their name was this guy's name is Darknight, where night is the opposite of day, but that guy's name was Darknight, and where night was the dudes in armor that wield swords and practice the code of chivalry. So, in other words, Batman. Yeah, I could have just Batman, because why not? That game is somewhere on YouTube. If you look up Hyper 1 versus Dark Knight, it's there. Falcon Paladin cast that game. It's pretty interesting, I think. But anyway, back to the game that's actually happening right now. Barracks is almost done. We should be seeing a Reaper coming out of it soon. It was a hatch, I believe it was a hatch gas pool. Now, if you're watching this video right now and have not clicked off the video because of my horrible castings, let me just tell you something. This is not the first time I'm watching this replay. This is actually the second time I am watching this replay, because the first time I cast the entire game, and then I realized at the end when I went to go click my hotkey for stopping the recording, I realized that I was never recording to begin with. So, man, this can be exhausting sometimes. Pool will be finished up. One cool thing, if you plan to be aggressive with your pool, is if you get your hatchery, you can get a really quick hatchery for extra production, and then you throw it on a gas. You throw it on a gas, and you get the pool after that. And when the gas is done, you immediately pull 3 drones to get the gas. You don't just rally the drones to the gas like TylerJohnson did. You immediately pull 3 drones off the mineral line to saturate it. And if you do that, you can get exactly 100 gas by the time the pool is done. Fun fact. That SCV comes into scout. I previously confirmed that this hatchery was indeed done, and now it's got to get out of there or it's going to get hurt. TylerJohnson pinging this Reaper for some reason, which is interesting. I don't know why you'd ping a Reaper. Especially, I don't know why you'd ping a unit in a single player game. But, well. Low ground CC from Darknight finally being turned into an orbital command. Tac lab finished up on the barracks. It's gonna be bio? This is definitely bio play coming out of Darknight. Factory just goes down now. 2 gases are done. First 2 Reapers getting sent across the map. Let's see what they get done. First 14 Lings on the way. Ling speed is almost done for TylerJohnson. Third one was already over here, presumably, even though he missed it. Reaper showing up, they're gonna run by here. They see the Queen, but they're not gonna run in there because it wouldn't be a very good idea. You'd lose them. 2 more Reapers showing up. Another fun fact, 3 Reapers is exactly how many you need to kill a Queen, assuming you have good micro. If you have 3 Reapers, you can do pullback micro, and then the Queen will die. So, if it was just the Queen, Dark Knight could have gone in there and killed the Queen, but obviously at this point, you gotta assume that there's speedlings. Definitely, at 4 minutes into the game, you gotta assume your opponent has some number of speedlings, and the Reapers cannot easily deal with that. Not on flat ground anyway, you need some sort of a terrain advantage. Goes in, one of the Reapers is gonna die. Yeah, if some of this casting sounds like I'm like telling you what happens ahead of time instead of just predicting, that's because I am telling you what happens ahead of time. like a few seconds ahead of time, but nonetheless ahead of time. Man, I cannot describe to you right now the urge I have to just scream, even though my neck or my throat is just so... I simply cannot produce the pitches required for screaming. So instead it would just have to be yelling. Meanwhile, Zerglings screaming as they just bite at these Reapers. Reaper Cliff conveniently placed over here, and this Reaper's gonna get out of there. We got it from the other side. Yeah, anyway, I believe that's the only Reaper Cliff on the map that exists, aside from the ones that go up into the main here, here... That's a Reaper Cliff, right? And here. Bunch of Lings over here. Production tab looking like a third ground CC on the linear third base. Or linear third expansion. TylerJohnson, oh, that Overlord died because it wasn't on the pillar. +1 range attack and ground carry base coming on the way for TylerJohnson. Creep spread. 6 minutes creep spread, this many tumors. Not bad. Definitely spread it out a little more in this direction. It's gonna be a Roach Hydra. Infestation pit and a macro hatchery. I was about to say TylerJohnson is floating like almost 2,000 minerals and should really throw down another expansion, but instead we're just going to throw down a macro hatch. 2 medevacs on the way. Doesn't look like TylerJohnson notices that there are 2 medevacs. Not making any Hydras and certainly not pulling any Queens over here to deal with the fact that there are 2 medevacs. This base is probably going to get cancelled. Those Marines are not going to be able enough to deal with it. And yeah, there is no response to this until now. TylerJohnson should know that this drop is here now. Got Overlord not quite in the right position. Like, plenty of advance notice. These two Overlords provided plenty of advance notice, but it doesn't look like TylerJohnson was paying attention to the minimap at all. And now these Marines are going to force their way into the mineral line, where these Queens are getting stuck behind each other because of the SimCity. Not the best way to defend a drop. And this lair is already becoming a hive. TylerJohnson looking pretty keen on the hive tech. These medevacs just hanging out over here. Queen will sit in place, waiting for them to do something, either leave or come back. Who knows? Looks like these Marines, don't they see this? They definitely do see it, but they're not going to kill it. Changeling, gonna run towards that base. Turns into an imposter among us. Looking mighty sus right there. Okay, that's enough with the forced among us memes. 16 more Marines and 2 medevacs heading out. If I make really dumb jokes this video, it's because I'm tired from having to cast this game twice. Like, all my reactions can be just so much more genuine when I'm watching the game for the first time, but now I'm watching it for the second time, and I sort of have to force myself to recreate the what's going on. The second time, you can be a little bit more analytical because you know everything that happens, but it's also not as exciting. Another imposter. S1 is going to go into the main. It's got everything that's going on over here. Darknight not going to drop these. Okay, the thing about loading in medevacs is that if you don't drop in places you can just walk to. Like, unloading takes time, and time is something that you don't always have a whole lot of when you drop. Okay, speaking of drops, 6 Marines gonna come in here. 2 of them are gonna get out. Okay, 5 of them get out, and all of them are just gonna get shut down because when there are this many Hydras, when there's 2 Hydras for every Marine that you're planning to drop, it's not good. You cannot make that work. Not a terribly slow pull. Hydra's showing up to clean up this mess. Gonna get out of there. 7 Marines will live to see another day. Oh, guys, I have a fun idea. So if you watch I have an idea. So completely like derailing this video off of StarCraft. If you are here right now and have watched this point of the video, just go to the comment section and go find the Navy SEAL coffee pasta. Like you know the one. Go Google the Navy SEAL coffee pasta and just type it into the comment section and don't explain it to anybody. Just type it. I will heart your comment and I will also respond with the coffee pasta, and it'll just be a little joke. And if people didn't watch the video, then it's too bad for them because they all have no clue what's going on. Anyway, detour. Now that we're done with the side rant, that drop failed miserably. Hydras with the kills. That one is a pretty low HP. Some of these have like 5 kills. Like that one Hydra is like 5 kills. Darknight, lot of that is an oversaturated base if I've ever seen one. But nonetheless, he's producing SCVs way more consistently than TylerJohnson is producing drones. Oh, TylerJohnson, you can't do that. If you right-click, move in the middle of a fight without properly stutter stepping, that's just wasted DPS. Still though, looks like there's enough Hydras to clean this up. I forgot to mention. Oh, that changeling's not even gonna get to the other side of the map. That one's gonna die. Let's watch it die. Aw, it blew up. Anyway, another group of Marines and a medevac destroyed. Losses, currently, Darknight has not been super efficient this game. But 90 worker economy, but no bases to support it. And right as I say that, these 2 bases are going to go up. Take these bases, dude. Like, TylerJohnson is not going to know if you just take a cheeky base over here. Like, TylerJohnson doesn't even have any overlords over here. What the heck happened to them? The overlord that was up here previously is now just down in the corner. Like, can't even scout that base. +2 range weapons, +2 ground carapace, and both Hydra upgrades are done. Borrow pneumatized carapace and the starting energy upgrade for infestors. Meanwhile, there's only Stimmen +1/1 for infantry. Or Darknight, who still marine tank medevacing this game. Not a bad composition. Just sometimes when your opponent is gonna get like higher tech units. Ooh, an Ultra Cavern. Of course, I'm faking my surprise right now, but ooh, an Ultra Cavern is definitely what I would have said if I were paying attention to this in the first game. Also a Lurker Den. Meanwhile, this group of Marine tank shooting this base. Except not all of it is even shooting because not all of it is in range. TylerJohnson's going to show up with these Hydras. Base will go down, but not before these Hydras show up and murder everything. Marines, great cheap DPS, but very fragile. It's like not exactly the best in straight up fights, especially without combat shields. Like these are 90 HP Hydras fighting 35 HP Marines, Stim Marines. So not a great fight for the Marines. These Marines showing up, doing some more damage. So far, 26 worker kills. 4 Darknight so far in this game. I said so far twice. Anyway, Neuroparasite upgrade almost done. And I believe that is Roach Speed. I don't even... Honestly, I don't even remember what half of the Zerg upgrades' real names are, so I just call them by what they do. Ultra Armor, or Chitinous Plating. Just started up a Seismic Spines? Yes, Seismic Spines. for lurkers. Plus 3/3 infantry just started up for Darknight. Currently 3/3 range attack and ground carapace. These lings need to get out of there. They're not going to get anything done. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping now. Creep spread, not bad, though it seems to have come to a grinding halt. Especially in this direction. Like this base has died a couple times this game. No, it hasn't. No, this is the first time that it needs to be rebuilt. But you spread some more creep in this direction, you'd actually be able to protect from an attack in that direction. Believe it or not. If you can see the opponent coming, you will respond to their attacks better. On a similar note, this Overlord could be out a little bit further, but I'm nitpicking at that point. Darknight, expanding up the left side. I mean, he was already expanding up the left side of this map with these two bases, but we're doing it even more now? I'm not sure this is such a great idea? Because TylerJohnson can just come in from both angles here and destroy that base. Speaking of not creeping in this direction, Darknight finding that base. That's a kill, not a cancel. And that's also a kill, not a cancel. And I would tell Darknight to just pick these up, go and drop in the main, but instead we're just going to run into the Hydra response that showed up to eventually Fallen Hatchery. And all of those units are going to die. Lings over here. Ultra Speed on the way. And Lurker Speed was already finished up, now it's Ultra Speed's turn, and now it's done. So TylerJohnson... Excuse me. This base cancelled. Very painful, it was almost done. Darknight so far being very active on the map with these Marines, denying base after base, dude. Like, this is actually some of the most active bio play I've ever seen in Gold League. Did I say this was a Gold League game? I might have forgotten to say it. It's in my script, but I might have forgotten to say it. Oh well. Anyway, this base turning into a planetary because it's really far forward and needs to be protected. Maybe you could start by not taking dangerous bases in the first place. These Marines, they drew lots, and those Marines were picked to stay behind. So, like, I mean, 2 of them survived anyway, but not really. Only 4 Marines left. Impostor is being tossed down. TylerJohnson gonna break open these rocks, and we're finally gonna start spreading some creep again, but not in this direction. No, sir. Look at how much money TylerJohnson has. You could make 20 ultras with that money and just go kill, or 10 ultras with that money, just go kill Darknight. Because guess what Darknight has made this game? Nothing but Marine tank medevac. And you know what's really good against Marines and pretty good you know what's super good against Marines and pretty decent against tanks? Ultras. Especially, like, look at this. +2 melee upgrades is almost done. You got, when TylerJohnson's getting melee upgrades, you know he's gonna get ultras. Ultras do be like this guy's favorite unit. Another hatchery, almost done. It's this expansion. Darknight still with a... I haven't really mentioned the economy too much this game, but Darknight considerably outmining his opponent. All those dead lings. Lings are honestly not super effective. Okay, there we go. 14 Ultralisks. With about to be +2 melee and +3 ground carapace with chitinous plating and metabolic... I'd say metabolic... It's something synthesis, but I don't even remember what it's called. And I don't feel like interrupting the game. You know what? Screw it. Screw my audience. I'm going to find out what that upgrade is called. Oh. It's not even here. Oh wait, no, it is here. Upgrades. Wait a second. Are you telling me that the Ultralisk speed upgrade is not in here? What about lurkers? This is so sad. Okay. Well, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, 14 ultras all popped out. Look at these dudes. Like, look at them. They're so big. And they're gonna go and chomp some marine faces off. Marines announcing themselves loudly by just making quick work of the recently taken expansion over here. Ultralisks have something to say about that though. Coming in, sweeping up these marines, and yeah, they're all dead. They're dead. There's nothing that marines can do to Ultralisks. There just isn't. Like, Ultralisks with plus... Ultralisks have 2 base armor, chitinous plating gives another 2 armor, and then the 3 normal ground carrier base upgrades give another 3 armor in total. So that's 7 armor. And marines have a base damage per hit of 6 with another 3. That's 9 in total for plus 3 marines. So every time a marine attacks, it only does 2 damage to an Ultralisk. So naturally, Ultralisk with 500 HP and only takes 250 attacks from a marine to kill an Ultralisk. And I don't even think that any of these marines is going to be able to attack that much. Darknight, realizing that he cannot fight the Ultras head-on, is going to go for a sort of base trade. Going to come in here, get some damage done, but the Ultras are all coming back home, and you gotta get out of there. Pick up and get out of there. The one problem with Ultras is they can't shoot up, so if you just keep picking up and keep hitting in different locations, and hope to God that TylerJohnson does not realize what you're doing, and just go across the map and kill you. Going back to this base, gonna drop it. Hatchery not gonna be denied because there's lings here that need to die first. Attack priority and whatnot. More marines show up. Reinforcements have arrived. At the complete wrong time, we gotta pick those up. 24 marines will get out of there, the rest of them are dead. We don't care about your lives. just go back over here for a moment and then drop in the exact same spot you were dropping in earlier. And now the Ultralisks are not coming back. They're not coming back to defend this. Hatchery goes down, but the Ultras have decided they've had enough. They are not going to let the medevac... They're not going to let the marine drops tell them what to do. They're going to forge their own destiny. That means, in this case, destiny means going to the opponent's side of the map and chewing the faces of all the SCVs and marines. Like, look at how little damage they're taking. These marines, there are only a few hydras over here. These spine crawlers not going to provide much resistance. Hatchery falls, but now the Ultralisks have had their fill, and they're now going back to actually protect the hive cluster. And look at this. Like, once the Ultras have popped out, the resource efficiency has gone, like, resource efficiency has swung, like, hugely in TylerJohnson's favor. Another few medevacs will explode. Now the marines, another rally point is on creep. So TylerJohnson knows to come over here and kill him, right? Yeah, there we go. And those, that medevac can get out of there. Yeah, there's nothing that can stop these Ultras. Darknight with a lot of excess minerals, but no gas. Just no gas. So no high-tech units like ghosts. Wait, I'm sorry, production tab was off for a while. Speaking of ghosts, we actually are having ghosts and liberators, which are the 2 best answers to Ultralisks in this matchup, I think. But, okay, that Ultralisk is dead. And, oh wow. Ultralisk corpse. That was the first Ultra that died that game, by the way. So far, TylerJohnson has made 14 Ultralisks, and only one of them has died. And meanwhile, all the Marines and all the Marine tank in the world has died. So Liberator Ghost, very strong against Ultralisks. Unfortunately, 2 Liberators and like a couple of Ghosts is not gonna do a whole lot, and these Hydras are just gonna take care of the Liberators. Yeah, look at Darknight supply. This is definitely a 1 game for TylerJohnson now. Yeah, and for the rest of the game, I'm just gonna shut up, and instead we're gonna follow all these Ultras as they just run around, and yeah, I'm not even gonna cast this. We're just gonna watch the Ultras parade around and just run up this base and kill things. Oh my god, did you see the way that ghost died? His body got, like, it got cut in half. From the shoulder, through, diagonally down through the chest, off the other side of the abdomen. And then part of its body just, like, fell over. What a bloody game. Anyway, YouTube algorithms, I hope this makes you realize that this video is not meant for kids, or not made for kids. Yeah. Anyway, that was really fun. I mean, it was fun watching the first time. The second time, I was really fed up with having to cast the game again. Oh man, the end is nigh. So I will finish this up with a few closing remarks. First of all, super efficient for TylerJohnson. Once he figured out his opponent was only making Marine tank medevac, turns out Ultralisks are a damn good answer to that. One thing that I would have liked to see more out of TylerJohnson was more creep spread. Like early creep spread was really good, and then you just kept taking expansions and not protecting them with vision. Like if this creep spread could have easily been all the way down here, in like a matter of minutes, and then you would have actually seen the multiple times that this base got completely destroyed this game, as well as this one. Good early creep spread. Need to pay a little bit more attention to it going into the mid game, and I can't speak English. Also, more Overlord vision. Just make a crap ton of Overlords, put them over here so you don't get supply blocked when one of the Overlords out in the middle of the map dies, and then you can put Overlords everywhere and you'll see the things coming, especially drops. Your mini-map vision needs a little bit of work. You didn't respond to this drop until like it was already unloading in here, and you had 3 chances to like see it. First chance, the first time was when the Zerglings were here and the medevacs flew over them. Second time was over here when the Overlord was back over here. The third time was right before the medevacs were actually in your main base. Anyway, Darknight, my advice to you is 1, don't expand up towards your opponent like that. Like take some of these bases, and some sensor towers would have been incredible, because your opponent, because TylerJohnson was just as intent on coming around to kill you as you were to kill them. Sensor towers would have been great. 3, when you're banking up a lot of minerals like this, you expand, take more bases. You had a lot of workers, but not nearly enough bases to mine off of, and not nearly enough gas to counter your mineral income, which is overkill, even for the fact that you're making mostly Marines. Like bio is a Marine heavy, or bio is a mineral heavy composition, but even then you were floating a lot of minerals. And 3rd, if your opponent starts taking up, you gotta like you cannot spend 20 minutes playing, 15 to 20 minutes playing a game only making Marine tank medevac. I know it's a really basic and easy to work with composition, but it's not easy to. It stops being easy to work with when your opponent has the unit that just counters all of that. You need Liberators, you need Ghosts. Good on you for knowing what the counter is. Maybe get it out a little bit faster next time. Anyway, I am officially sick of casting this game the second time. So thank you for watching. My name's Hyper1, and I will see you next time.